Hello, my name is Geogen and welcome back to Armored Warfare. Today, this is some footage from the PTS of, it's a couple of weeks old now probably, but it is footage of the upcoming mode Global Operations, Global Ops, and I'm playing in the PLO 1, as it is the test server. Most people want to play at tier 9, 10, mostly 10, so I thought, well, what's the best kind of vehicle for an open map with a lot of, well, not open, but a lot of ground to cover, alleyways, etc. It's the PLO 1. It's a light tank, but it has a lot of good effective armor, good gun, good mobility, etc. Now, Global Operations, for those of you who don't know, is kind of a mix between PvE and PvP. However, I'd say the PvE element is very weak in terms of what happens at the beginning of the match. Is you have several AI spawn around the objectives, 1 through 3, as you can see on the map, bottom right. You take them all down, as we're doing now, and then more spawn at the beginning, phase 2 and 3, and maybe between, I don't actually know. They might change this as well, as this, like I said, is older footage. Following that though, the two teams then fight for control over the various objectives. The objectives change depending on the time game is at. As you can see, there's a little orange blip at the top there in that pie chart, and when that orange fills the entire first section, where that first white line is on the right, they'll then move on to stage 2, and then stage 3 is the last stage, which is stage. Now, the main difference between normal PvP and this is it's objective based, as opposed to just capture this base or capture a independent base, encounter mode, or standard battle. Forget if it's called encounter in this, but anyway. These objectives can be captured multiple times. They are not one capture only, and depending on who retains the most objectives, depends on how fast your tickets bleed down. As you can see right now, the enemy controls 2 objectives. We only control 1, and our tickets, the bottom, the top left rather, top middle, are going down more rapidly than that of the enemy team. The enemy team are losing tickets. It's 5 per tick, I believe, but because they have 2 zones captured, we lose tickets a lot faster. Now, I'm not sure what happens if it gets past the 2 white lines in each of the bars. I don't think anything happens. I don't recall anyway. I might be wrong. But the other thing about this is there are multiple respawns. So that guy I just killed there, he's going to sit out for about 15 or 30 seconds rather, and then get to choose where to respawn. You can see at the bottom right of the map there are D, F and H lines, and for the enemy team they spawn in D0, F0 or H0, one of 3 choices. Whereas we spawn at C9, F9 and H9 as well. And here's one of these AI vehicles. Now the AI have not really been changed that much, I don't think. They act in pretty much the same way as a normal PvE mission, however they don't spawn around you constantly, so that is one nice thing. A lot of PvE players will probably find that after a while of playing PvE, you tend to realise that the AI just spawns randomly. Well, not randomly, they spawn random tanks, but they spawn sometimes in horrible locations. I think I've tried to tweak this, but those horrible locations can include spawning behind you and then getting yourself killed if you're trying to retreat from another enemy who has nailed you. Needless to say, however, even though he is only tier 9, he can penetrate us. He hits for 600 damage. Now, foolishly, because I went into this game without any repair kits or fire extinguishers or medical packs, If I take any damage in those regards, I can't heal. However, if I did have those equipped, you can rearm and re-equip all of your consumables at the bottom through the 1 through 9 slots, which is really, really nice. And as you're going to see, I'm going to run out of ammunition. Now, you don't head back to your base to rearm, but you can see at the moment there's a T14 Armata on our team in D/E7, and there's a little symbol that he sat on which will allow you to rearm and re-equip. We'll see that later on in the gameplay. I'll let the video footage play so you can see the rest of this game. It is a full match, but I just thought I'd continue explaining a few thoughts. So, the phase is just about to change, and before it does, we see there's some more symbols on the map. Now, they're all white symbols, and these are like battle pickups, I guess you could call them. I've forgotten the actual name that they use, but the two on the left are pillboxes. One is about to be capped by enemy for usage, and there it goes. And the two others are UAVs. Now you can see they have just been deployed here. They have 1250 health each, and they can be taken down from about 2 to 3 shots at this tier with this gun. I mean, an Armata could 2-shot that very easily, unless it was firing heat, then it could 1-shot. Now, as I've only played tier 10, I'm not sure if those stack, in terms of tier 10s have pillboxes which have 1250 health, and tier 3s have pillboxes which have 400 health. Something like that, I don't know. It would make sense if they did that though, as the scaling would be pretty crippling for lower tier vehicles. I'd imagine they would do that, but it's not confirmed, so I can't say. At least, not to my knowledge. And as the phase has just changed, some AI have started to respawn around objectives. Now, killing the AI gets you and your team points. Sorry, it gets you damage and, you know, money and credits and all that, and experience, but they don't contribute to the capture zones, so you won't see zones 4 and 5 fall into yellow control, which are the AI. They're only between the two teams of human players. Now you can see I've run out of ammunition and I've switched to ATGMs, or run out of AP rounds here. If you've not seen the PL01, you can probably tell by now it's a very good vehicle in its current state. I wonder how they'll change it following the rebalance 2 that they're dubbing. It'd be interesting to see what changes to upper tier gameplay, tier 8 through 10. Now, the points are currently stable. We are losing slightly. Missile away into the back of that Ariete. I haven't died in this mission. I don't think I do, so it's kind of awkward. I can't show you the respawn screen, but I did explain that earlier. It's a very simple system. The deployment of the pillboxes and the UAV, and also there's an airstrike ability, which is rarer, and I think only 1 or 2 at most spawn in the entire thing, and I think they only spawn in phase 3. Anyway, you can see a UAV's been deployed by our friendly forces here, and you see it's that blue thing circling in the middle of the map, just to my right, and it's covering roughly about the same as my view range, as it is now. So it does cover a sizable area, and it does spot enemies in the sandstorm. Sandstorm, of course, is an environmental effect which will change your view range. It will say later on in the video that there is a 50% reduction to visibility, so targets which are have high camouflage ratings will benefit. And you can see here I'm rearming. It takes 10 seconds, and all of your ammo is resupplied. So those of you who've played War Thunder will realise that it is different to that in terms of, here's the sandstorm, in terms of rearming. In War Thunder you rearm 1 round at a time, whereas in this you rearm everything instantaneously, which means you can get back to fighting very quickly. On this map, I've forgotten the name of it, I hope there's more than just this, but maybe there's one or two to start with. This will benefit vehicles with speed and firepower. There are some sections where slower MBTs like Challengers will do well, perhaps on this aircraft carrier in this town section, but vehicles like the Pillar 1 can do it all, really. Firepower, speed, armor. It's not completely infallible, obviously. So this is a white capture zone for a UAV. Very simple. You can see at the top there it says 1, which is me in blue, and 0 enemies in the zone. If there were another enemy, I believe it wouldn't go up, it would be stationary, but it tells you how long it's going to be captured to as well, and I've now got one. So at the bottom left you can see it says press Q to deploy this UAV, and the UAVs work in the same way as that of the pillboxes. It's a bit of a horrendous noise there, but this M8 doesn't really have a chance against the PLO-1. It's its predecessor, but it has no armor. Even if it has a good gun, you just face hug people, and if they don't know where your weak spot is, which is the front engine, then you are just fine. So, visibility has changed for this sandstorm as well as the visual effects. That was the UAV deployment. I deployed it to the top right. You saw I spotted a couple of targets, which will hopefully help my Leopard 2A7 and the M8. So that's about it really for what I can explain. The rest you can watch for yourselves. There are different amounts of objectives per time frame, per phase. So in the first phase there's 1 through 3, second phase is 4 and 5, and in this phase there's 6 through 9. So that is some slight difference. This goes from 3 objectives to 2 to 4. So 8 objectives in total. Now, I don't think we win this by depleting their team completely, but I think we have quite an advantage in terms of points retained. So anyway, my thoughts. I think this will bring a bit of longevity needed to the game. It is a nice map to play on. You don't feel constricted. I feel like you can make aggressive plays, defensive plays, etc. Whereas in the standard maps, such as Reactor, it's basically lane systems, where in Reactor you have the bit where the dam is, so you push along there. Oh, you also get credited damage for doing for deploying pillboxes. As you can see, they do quite an extreme amount of damage. The UAV is a good addition. The pillboxes are okay, if somewhat pointless against heavily armoured targets, which are hold down. Against light armed targets, so it's pretty simple to pen and do damage. So that's a nice addition. I wonder how they are balanced though, like I said, in terms of tiers. The fact that respawning is part of this mode is nice, so you don't get caught out and immediately die and go, oh well, I have to wait 10-15 minutes now for that tent to come back. I imagine platoons will still be quite a problem on here in terms of like fun and enjoyable gameplay. Now, I'm not saying platoons are a bad thing. Platoons can be very fun, and if you play in a platoon, fair enough. Those of you who play on your own, however, will realise how annoying platoons can be. There are some things you can do to deal with platoons, of course, focusing fire with your teammates, but of course that would assume that your teammates will help you in that regard. So, all in all, I'm looking forward to this introduction. It does bring something new to the table for player versus player gameplay, whereas the original mode is very similar to World of Tanks, and there's a victory. But I hope you enjoyed this gameplay. There's a few of my thoughts and a bit of explanation. So, tell me your thoughts down below. And as always, I've been Geogen, and I'll see you chaps and chapettes in the next one.